myself up earlier and put the blanket on the floor so that my knees and hips are aligned. We'll start out with a little breath work. So first, let's bring our hands to heart center, because I feel like we need to do a little gratitude today. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top, and then exhale through the nostrils. One more like that, just a deep breath in. Hold it, and then exhale through the nostrils. Allow your hands to come gently onto your legs. Do a little Ugaya breathing today. So Ugaya in Sanskrit means victorious. It's a victorious breath. So you're going to already picture yourself being victorious over all of our challenges. And we've done this breath before, but we breathe in through the nostril, deep, long breath. And as you breathe out, you're going to constrict your throat. So you breathe out through the nostrils. It's the same constriction that you would fog up a mirror. So if there was a mirror in front of you and like that, it sounds a little like Darth Vader-ish. But when you constrict your throat like that, you are stimulating the parasympathetic, your vagus nerve, which stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes you. And it's an energizing, victorious breath. So we'll do 3 of those. Let's breathe in through the nostril. And then as you exhale, fog up that mirror. Try to do it through the nostrils so that your mouth is closed. So you're just constricting the throat. Let's do it again. Breathe in. I'm just going to go over here and breathe out with that constriction. Okay, breathe in again. And then breathe out. Let's bring our hands up above our heads and give yourself a big, see if you can bring yourself into this mudra where your index fingers are pointed and the rest of the hand is clasped. And bring your hand overhead. Allow the shoulders to come back down even as the torso stretches. And you lengthen the spine. If you can look up at your hands. Give yourself a really deep stretch here, lengthening, putting a little extra space in between each of the vertebrae. Allow your right hand to come down to the chair as your left hand stays overhead, and we bend to the right side. So the stretch is, of course, on the left side, your ribs, as the right side is compressed. But you might feel both sides, so just check in with your body, see where you're feeling it, and then bring your left hand down to the side of the chair as the right hand comes overhead, and we do the other side. Allow your hands to come onto your legs. Allow your legs to move out a little bit and slide your hands down, keeping a flat back. So you might only be able to bend a little bit. We don't want to round the spine here yet, but keep your head even with the spine. So it's one straight line as you do a forward bend. And this is our first forward bend. We're not warmed up yet. And you might feel it in your lower back. You're stretching this way. The bend is at the hip crease, not at the waist. Deep breath and exhale it. And if you can do that Ugaya breath, that victorious breath as we picture ourselves victorious. Come back up, hands behind the chair as we lean back. And just allow yourself to lean back, keeping the head in a straight line with the spine. Come back to center, allow your body to be stacked properly. So your rib cage is over your hips, your shoulders are over your rib cage, and your head is on smack straight in the middle. Take your right hand, bring it back behind you to hold the chair. Your left hand is on the outside of the thigh. Before you twist, inhale, and we're going to exhale that victorious breath again. But as you exhale, see if you can relax and turn a little bit and do a little bit of a twist here. You're squeezing out You're into giving your internal organs a little bit of a squeeze and a massage here. And let's switch sides. So first, cross your hands in the front. Take a moment to just be centered and facing front. And then allow yourself to come with your left hand behind you. Before you twist, breathe in. As you breathe out that Ugaya breath, see if you can relax and twist a little bit more. Breathe in, get strong and tall. And as you breathe out, you relax a little bit more. And come back to center. Let's do some shoulder shrug. I can't talk today. Shoulder shrug. So bring your shoulders up to your ears where they don't belong, and then bring them down. Bring them up again. Bring them down. Allow your chin to come down to your chest, and then bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And you're going to feel a little different. I know that I do. The right side and the left side. One side might be very easy. The other one, you might feel a little bit more tension and stress as you do that. Bring the chin down. Again, right side. Bring the chin down. And left side. Notice we don't do the back. It's not so great to extend back for a lot of people if there's any osteopenia going around. So it's okay to just, and then allow yourself to go gently back and forth, just the front of the body like that. From the left ear, left shoulder, front, right ear, right shoulder, front, left ear, left shoulder, front, and then come back to center. Let's come out of the chair. Hands on your hips, your hip bones, like your pelvis bone, feet apart, and just let's move the hips around. Whatever direction you're in, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, do like 5 of these. We're just warming up the body. And then come center, and then just do it in the other direction. So here's where it gets interesting, what I'd like to do. So face the side of the chair. Your legs are hip width apart. Then take a step back away from the chair. Bend at the hip crease. Put your hands on the chair. You can grip the chair on the side. And I want you to just let your hips come back and let your head drop in between the arms. And you're doing sort of a downward dog or a puppy pose here. You can bend your knees. We don't want to straighten the knees. We don't want any hamstring pops yet or ever. So just give your upper body a nice big puppy dog stretch right here. And then come back up. Now, hands still on the chair, fingers spread. See if you can almost plank it right here. You might need to move your hands up so that your wrists are under your shoulders, but see if you can make it into a plank position, and then see if you could bend the elbows a little bit and do a little bit of a push-up here. If you can't, that's okay. Holding a plank is good. And then come back and bring your hips back. Let your head drop again for a nice stretch there, and come back up. And let's sit in the chair. We're going to warm up the arms. We did a little bit just now, but let's put our arms straight out in front of us. Make those web hands. Spread the fingers. Then make claws. So good for arthritis. Just squeeze like you're squeezing a ball. Then make beaks. Great for our thumbs as we and move the fingers to the thumbs and then the thumbs to the fingers. Great for all of the texting we end up doing, right? And then fists, paws into the wall in front of you, the imaginary wall. Keep your arms strong, hands on your thighs. Take a block, put it between the legs, squeeze the block. Relax, keeping the block there. Squeeze again. Squeeze as hard as you can and relax. Squeeze again and relax. Now squeeze and let the right foot come up, flex foot. And bring it down. Let the right foot, same foot, flex, point, squeezing the block, flex, point. You should actually feel it in your quad above the knee. This is great if you have any knee pain because we're working on all the muscles surrounding the knee. And then allow the foot to come down. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Let that left foot come up flexed, squeezing. Let it come down. Left foot comes up squeezing, flexed, and point. Point and flex. And bring it down. Remove the block, but keep it handy. Hands on your knee area, like above the knees, but on your knees, you're cupping your knee. And let's tuck the chin and allow to tuck the pelvis so that the belly button heads towards the back of the body and you are in cat, where you're inhaling. Exhale, let your chin come up, let your belly come towards your knees as you tip the pelvis. And you're in cow. And go back and forth between those two, breathing as you do it. It's all warming up. And then take your feet apart. Come more to the edge of the chair. This is like my favorite. How it looks is amazing. Spread your legs, keep your feet flat. Toes are pointed like the same way your knees are. And your hands come up and we're in Starfish. Love the way that this looks. Take a deep breath here and put energy into the arms, energy into the legs. This might seem like a passive position in that you're just holding your legs up and your arms up. But if you put the energy as if there's a lightning bolt through it, with each one of your limbs, you're actually isometrically working out those limbs. Your arms will get strong, your legs will get strong. Starfish. The Ugaya breath that we're doing, let's take one. So breathe it in and breathe it out like Darth Vader. Also, it's considered the sound of the ocean. So here we are as starfish, breathing in and out like the ocean. So one more. Okay, relax your arms down, bring your legs back together. Move the blanket away if you have one right there. We're gonna do a sun salutation. So take a deep breath, make sure you're aligned. And as you inhale, bring your arms up overhead, look up at your hands, slight back bend. So bring the shoulders down. And where the back bend happens is from the upper body, the shoulders. You're not bending at the lower back. You're actually just tipping your shoulders back a little bit, looking up at the sky. Exhale, allow your arms to come down onto your legs. Bring your legs out and slide down, allowing your chest to be on your thighs. Allow your head to come down into a forward bend. Inhale, slide your hands up, flat back. I always lose that one. Got to learn how to keep these AirPods in better. Flat back. Exhale, allow yourself to come back down. Inhale, bring your hands up, plank. So you want to come up onto the balls of the feet. Your legs are bent. Your hands are in front of you, holding a wall. We're doing a plank position. Slide your hands up the wall, allow your legs to come back, flat to come out in front of you. We are in downward dog as you lean forward in a V. So we did this before when we stood and we were on the chair, and now we're doing it in the chair. From down dog, we take our hands onto our thighs, slide down again for another forward bend. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive. The hands come back up. Look up and see if you could again just tip slightly back from the upper back. If you can't, that's fine. We want to do things slowly. And hands back to heart center. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, swan dive down. Allow your hands to slide down as your feet come out for a forward bend. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, plank, hands straight out in front of you, web fingers, feet on the balls of your feet. While we're here, let's bring our hands into fists, strengthen the arms, put some energy into the arms, lightning bolts in the arms. Bring your hands back out to webs. Slide the hands up, lean forward, bring the feet out flat onto the floor for downward dog. Exhale as you come back down. Allow your chest to relax onto your thighs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, slide your feet back under and bring your hands up in a reverse swan dive. Look up at your hands. Exhale, come back to center, heart center. Let's start our flow. So we're going to turn first to the right. You're going to bring your hips so that your left hip is almost off the chair. Your right leg, your ankle is straight, 90 degrees under the knee. Your left leg comes out. If you can keep that leg straight behind you, great. Toes are pointed like 90-degree angle, and your foot is pressing into the pinky toe side of the foot. Your hips are facing the front your torso's over that front knee. Hands are up, or you can hold on to the back of the chair and come halfway to heart center. So you're in half prayer arms for warrior one. But the 2 points of your pelvis are facing front here. And that's really because that back foot is 90 degrees, and press into that pinky toe side of the foot. We're going to transition to warrior two. So the first thing you're going to do is point those toes straight ahead. So now they're at 180 degree. That just opened up your pelvis. So now your left pelvic bone is pointed, and your pelvis is now going to face as your torso comes. And you take that left hand back behind you, right arm here. Your right arm is over the knee. Your knee is going to try to collapse. Make sure it's staying put. And your right arm is over that knee. Your torso is centered. Your left leg is straight with the toes pointed out. Your left arm's behind you in the past, right arm's in the future. Your gaze is over the right fingers, but your torso is facing the front of the room the way that your back toes are. That's warrior two. Hold that there. Put some energy into the arms. Deep breath. Take the left arm, slide it down the left leg as the right arm comes over for peaceful warrior. Also a beautiful pose, right? Starfish and peaceful warrior. Deep breath here, in and out. Now we're going to take the right arm, bring the block to the inside of the front foot. Normally, what I've done with you before is place the forearm onto the thigh. This time we're going to come and bring that hand onto a block, and your left arm comes up. It's still side angle pose. Your torso is open, your chest is wide, Your torso is open to the front of the room. The pinky toe side of the back foot is still pressing into the floor. Let's bring that left arm back down the leg and right arm comes back over for peaceful warrior. And let's come back where the right arm is on the block and the left arm is overhead. Tip back up, both arms out, look over the right fingers. This time, straighten that front leg just a little bit. You can't really straighten it because you're bent on the chair, but tip down again. And this time, your palm is out. You hover, you don't need the block, and you're in triangle pose. Tip back to warrior two. So bend that front leg again. Make sure the knee is out to its own side. Put your hands on your hips. Turn the hips so that you're facing the front of the room and we are in wide angle pose. So your toes are pointed out, your legs are bent. Bring your arms so that you're in goddess. So goddess to me, first of all, you're a goddess. But second of all, it keeps your shoulders back and it corrects any of the posture, like it's the anti-rounded back. It will, if you do this pose while you're sitting at your desk or your chair, and we're all like rounded over our desks, do this every once in a while. It just takes those shoulders back and corrects that, round shoulderedness that we get from sitting in front of our desks on our phones all day. Turn to the right, twisting, come back to center, turn to the left, come back to center. Hands on the legs. This time we're turning to the left. So your left knee is over the left ankle, bent. Your right hip can come down a little bit as you bring that left leg straight behind you if you can, or you can bend it, I'm not sure where you are, onto your leg. But if you can take that right leg straight back, toes are at 90 degrees, press the pinky toe side of the foot in. Your pelvis is faced forward, your torso is faced forward over the front knee. Hands are either up, or you can have your left hand at the back of the chair and do half prayer pose on the left. Deep breath here, warrior one. We're about to transition into warrior two. So the first thing you do is take that back foot, turn the toes, so they're pointed to the front of the room, still pressing into the pinky toe side. Your pelvis just opened up. Take the back arm behind you, the front arm into the front of the room over the knee. Your gaze is over the front fingers. Your chest is wide. Your torso is facing front while you're gazing over to the left-hand side, sorry. Deep breath here, put energy into the arms. Slide the right arm down the right leg as the left arm comes overhead for peaceful warrior. Bring that block so that it's on the inside of the front leg and place your left hand on the block. Make sure that you can then, and this is a good thing to do, open your chest wide so your torso is facing the front of the room as your right arm comes over for side angle. Bring it over your ear so you get a nice stretch on the right hand side. Slide the right hand down again. Bring the left arm over for peaceful warrior. And one more time, left hand onto the block, right arm comes up over the ear for side angle. And let's just transition to triangle right from here. So all it means is that your right arm comes up overhead, slide that front leg out just a little bit for triangle. Widen the chest a little bit, open the heart. Come back to warrior two and put your hands on your hips and transition so that we're once again in wide angle pose with your feet out. Instead of goddess, now just first, let's bring the chest open and just align your rib cage over your hips. Make sure that you're aligned. You're not leaning forward. You're not slumping over, but that you're sitting tall and strong. Bring the block out in front of you in the center. Hands are on your legs. First, let's just bend at the hip crease. So that's where your thigh and your hip meet. Bend at the hip crease with a flat back. You can leave your hands on your thighs. Your gaze is down at the floor in front of you. Place your right hand on the block. And now take your left hand, press into the leg, and turn your shoulders on your torso so that you're facing the left for a twist. Turn and face the floor again, switch hands. The left hand comes onto the block, the right hand's on your thigh. You press into the thigh to turn the shoulders, turn the torso, so you're twisting here. Come back to center, hands on the legs. Let's bring the feet together. Take your right arm out in front of you. Take your left arm, bring it on top of the right, and twist the arms for a nice eagle pose. Bring the elbows up. Take the right leg and twist it over the left. And if you can curl your ankles around so that you are in a full eagle pose, great. Lean forward at the hip crease. Lift up the elbows, make sure that they're shoulder height. Great stretch in the opposite direction for your shoulders. Come back up to center, unwind the legs, unwind the arms. Take a breath. Bring your left arm out in front of you, your right arm over the left arm and twist those arms. Bring the elbows up, shoulder height. Take the left leg, bring it over the right, and see if you can twist those ankles together. Holding the elbows up so they're shoulder height, then bend at the hip crease for full eagle. Come back to center, uncurl the legs, unfurl the arms. Give yourself a moment. I'm going to try something new. So it's actually the opposite. It's cow pose. Everything's named after animals. If you have a strap or a belt or sash, take it and hold it into your right hand. Now you might not need it, but you might need it. So bring your arm up above your head with the strap in your hand. Let the strap come down your back. Then take your upper arm, bring it by your ear. You might need to help it. And bend the arm so it comes down behind you. Take your left hand, bring it behind you, and then bend that arm. See if your fingers can touch. If not, grab on the strap, giving sort of our shoulders a different kind of stretch for cow pose. So I'm going to use the strap. I can touch my fingers on one side, but I'm going to use the strap and show you. This is what it looks like. Can you see in the back? Nice stretch here. Release the lower arm and release the upper. And let's just do the other side. So put the strap into the left hand, allow it come down your back, hold your arm straight up overhead. Use your right hand to bring the arm back. First of all, let it sink into the shoulder and then bring it back, bend the arm so that it comes down the back. Take your right arm behind you and then bend it back behind. The arms are going to feel different. This is really good to do just in the shower, whenever you're thinking about it. It's a great stretch for your body. And see if you can creep those hands closer together on the strap. Deep breath and relax. Remove the strap. Let's do pigeon. So make sure your left leg has a bend, a 90-degree bend, your ankles under the knee. Bring your right leg up. Let's hug the knee to the chest. If you can bring it out to the side for a moment, let's do that. Let's just move it back and forth. And see if you can bring it down and around. Let's see if we can move that joint in the hip socket just a little bit before we go into pigeon. And then take the foot into your left hand and bring the knee down and see if you can place that ankle over the left thigh. Your forearm is over the knee gently. Your left hand is holding the right foot flexed and lean forward at the hip crease for pigeon, for seated pigeon. It's a great hip stretch, hip opener. Deep breath. See if you can do the Ugaya breath. Sound of the ocean, victorious breath. Sit back up straight, uncurl the legs, allow the right leg to come down. Make sure that the ankle is 90 degrees under the knee. And let's lift the left leg and hug it to the chest. Bring it out to its side. See if you can circle the leg around in the hip joint. Go in the other direction. We didn't do the other direction on the other side, but now we will. And then take the foot into your right hand, cross the ankle over the other thigh. Allow your forearm to gently come down. Allow your right hand to hold that foot so it's flexed. Get tall. So take a deep breath in. And as you do that, you're going to get really tall. And as you exhale, you're going to bend at the hip crease. Pigeon on the left side. You can do pigeon while you're lying down, when you're in bed in the morning. Just a great way to open your hips. You can do it reclined, you can do it laying down, you can do it seated, and you can do it on the floor, on a mat. Come back to center, uncurl the legs. Let's stand up next to the chair for some balance work. Come to the right side so that your right side is closest to the chair. And let's find our mountain pose or Tadasana. So spread your toes wide. There's a little space like a fist's worth between your feet. Spread your toes wide and lean forward so you're onto the balls of the feet. Then lean back so you're on the heels. Go to the side, each side, right side, doesn't matter which one first, left, but then find center. So that just helps you feel like where the center of the feet, feel all 4 points of the foot are. And let's shift our weight onto the right foot. Allow your left foot to come onto the ball of the foot. Don't let that right hip jut out to sort of compensate for lifting your weight off of the left foot. Allow that left foot to turn to its own side, just to drop, and let it shimmy up the leg. You might just have to stay on the ball of the foot with no pressure. That's fine. You could hold on, you could not hold on. See if you can bring your hands to prayer. You can bring that foot, if you can, all the way up into the inner thigh. And you can allow your branches to wave in the wind, or bring goddess arms again to get those shoulders back. You can clasp your hands behind you. You can come into prayer. Whatever's comfortable. If you need to hold on, that's good too. We're all individual, and none of us can do all of the poses, and every single minute is different, every day is different, every week is different, every side of your body is different. Deep breath. If you come out of the pose, just smile and come back in. It's not a contest. You're just practicing so that you have better functionality in your own body. Allow your foot to come gently down. And then for a moment, just feel what it feels like, because your sides are going to feel different. Allow your legs to relax and sink into the ground and root into the floor. Feel the earth beneath your feet. And let's come to the other side. And if you have props here, you might want to kick them away like I have to. So again, feel all 4 parts of the foot. You might just want to do a circle around the feet. You can also lean forward again, lean back, side to side, but you want to spread your toes and get grounded into the floor. Then switch your body weight so that it's really on the left foot as your right foot comes onto the ball of the foot. Turn the right foot out and let it, if you can, bring it up the leg. Now, it might be different than the other leg. You might not be able to get to where you were before. You might be able to get further. Bring it wherever it works for you. Take it to a little bit the edge of challenge. Try something a little differently. Worst case scenario, you come out of it and you come back in. Bring your hands to prayer or let your branches fly. Bring goddess arms or clasp them behind you, your choice, whatever feels good for today. Or if you need to hold on, fine too. We're balancing so that if we lose our balance, we may have a better shot at finding that balance before we do damage to ourselves. It's all about mobility and functionality. Yoga is really a great practice to keep our bodies strong and healthy. Bring your foot down, let it meet the other one. And again, feel what it feels like. Just check in with your body. While we're standing here, hold on to the chair with your left hand and bring that right knee up. See if you could hug it to the chest. Take it out to the side. You're holding on, so you're not going to fall. Take it as far as you can. If you can only go a little bit, just do that. Just take it around in a circle here. And then let it come back. Let's do that on the other side. So come to the other side so you can hold on. Bring the left leg up to the chest or close to the side and circle it around. And let's come back to the chair. So you should have a pillow. Let's grab the pillow. Place it on your lap. And your hands can be any way that feels good. Palms up, palms down, clasped together. Lean back in the chair and allow your chin to come rest gently onto your chest. Excuse me. Close your eyes. Breathe through the nostril. Let's do a Ugaya breath. Breathe in and breathe out, constricting the throat. One more time, in and out. Close your eyes, relax. Scan the body. So start with your feet and work your way upwards. Start with your feet and find some tension somewhere and release it. So you might feel tension in your ankles, your shins, your thighs. You might feel it where your hips meet the chair. You might be gripping. See if you can relax something there. You might feel it in your lower back. If you do, relax. Relax those muscles. Work your way up your chest, your arms, your jaw, behind your eyes, your forehead, and the crown of your head. Allow yourself to just relax. When you're ready, start by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently open your eyes. Bring your back up again, away from the back of the chair. Remove the pillow. Deep breath. Hands come to heart center. Namaste.